Attention citizens, evil Josh is killing everyone. That's totally crazy. Hey, I think that's him.
Oh my god, you're not gonna stab us, are you?
Stab you? Why would I stab you?
Josh, thank god we found you! We were actually gonna go to the opposite dimension, but then we got kind of bummed out.
Oh, you guys are coming to rescue me then, right?
Yes, retroactively, right now, yes.
Sure, why not?
What?
Yeah, so, how did you escape from the opposite dimension?
Well, I'd been there before. I was there to kill evil Josh. He was ruining my cred. Turns out he was a Highlander. I guess I should have known that though, since I'm a Highlander also.
Kickflip McTwist! Yes. Well, could you maybe have an epic showdown with evil Josh and stop his evil chaos and whatnot?
Well, you know, I just got back from the opposite dimension. I've got a little bit of dimension lag, and you know, it's been like 6 episodes since I watered my plants, and they're probably all dead by now.
Oh shit! Do you think we should use our powers to help him?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, okay, we don't have powers.
No. Shit. Well, I think maybe we should call in the Rhinus. He might be able to help us on this one.
Holy shit! Holy shit, that's a sweet fight! Yeah, they have like powers and shit. Wait, are you supposed to be dead? There was like all sorts of blood and stuff.
Technically, I still am.
See? Yikes. So were you here to help, or?
Actually, I heard there was a sweet finale that I kind of wanted in on. And I also had something to tell. Oh yeah, those sweet daggers you had. Those can help you, dude.
So, any other tips?
Don't die. And you're gonna come back and see me.
Alright, we'll see you in 20 to 25 minutes. Thanks. Alright, he's coming.
Nice.
So, this looks like it's gonna take a while.
Yeah, it looks, pretty important, but,
Do you want to do a review?
Yeah, let's...
Alright.
Welcome to Jake and Trev Review Everything.
I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake, and Trevor's place is not in ashes.
No, it's you know, I mean, a little time's passed. I got a good renter insurance policy. It's fine. And, you know, plus these old buildings are mostly made of asbestos anyway, so, you know, not really a big deal.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So, this week we're going to be taking a look at Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Nobody threatens my planet.
Michael Biehn is Sergeant Rex Power Colt. He's got the science. He's got the firepower. And he's got the robo-balls.
That's a Rex Colt guarantee.
Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
This game is basically about main character. His name is Rex Power Colt.
Rex Power Colt.
He is sent to an island to stop Colonel
Ike Sloan, his former commanding officer and fellow cyber commando, the prototype of the cyber commandos.
I imprinted you Mark IVs with all my combat savvy, right?
And he has a renegade plan to destroy all of the world and become its new overlord. And the only man for the job is
Rex Power Colt.
The game itself is Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon, which means that it's based on the mechanics and assets from Far Cry 3.
Thing is, I did not bring you here. You walked in here by your own goddamn self. Now here you are, trapped like a fucking rat.
Which Trevor and I have not played, so if we do mention anything about the gameplay or anything like that, that's copy-pasted from Far Cry 3. Forgive us, we haven't played it, so we have no point of reference, but the game is a standalone title, and that's how we were able to play it in the first place. It's on Xbox Live and the PlayStation Network as well, I believe.
Yeah, several other online services and so forth. There's a way to get this for PC, no matter what console you have as well, so... yeah.
It's like $15, 15 or $20.
Yeah.
So
real good value.
It's a cheap game.
Congratulations! You're the Moon Master.
In your face!
So Trev, what did you think about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon?
I thought it was awesome.
It's awesome!
It was a real shot in the face of 80s action nostalgia. If you're a fan of those movies kind of put out in the time, Predator comes to mind in particular.
You son of a bitch!
Mark 4 style, motherfucker!
All the real big shoot-'em-up 80s action fests. This is a love letter to those. Michael Biehn, the character who played, or the actor who played Kyle Reese in Terminator.
And it absolutely will not stop. Ever. Until you are dead.
As well as Hicks in Aliens.
But stay frosty.
And the titular Navy SEAL of Navy SEAL.
We're SEAL Team. We're here to get you out.
Ooh, Navy SEALs.
So he's definitely got some chops in the heyday. He's kind of fallen into, more obscurity since then. He hasn't had as big of a high profile in the 80s, but in a lot of ways I think that made him perfect for this role.
Me? Well, it ain't me, because I'm goddamn near perfect.
So yeah, it's absolutely awesome. If you like the thing that they are sending up, the constant 80s action, this is the game for you. You cannot ignore this. It's an amazing game. It's funny. It keeps your attention. There's lots of great things going on here. Couldn't possibly recommend it enough.
He likes it! Hey, Mikey!
So, Jake, what did you think about Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon?
I really liked it a lot. There were some problems with the gameplay that were a little frustrating. Sometimes you would try to do cool moves and stuff and you would miss your mark. A lot of the things that you do in the game you kind of do over and over again. So the bulk of the game is really kind of rinse repeat as far as missions and different things that you do. In fact, they have secret collect in the game, but all the secrets that you collect are actually going towards upgrading your weapons, so that's the bulk of the game, is upgrading your stuff, and then the actual story is pretty short. But I think the humor kind of holds it throughout, and it really gives you that awesome sense of the time and place. You really have to have a respect for the source material in order to parody it well.
Dr. Darling said you're some kind of hero.
I'm no hero. I'm just your everyday U.S. military Mark IV cyber commando.
And they definitely do that with flying colors, so...
There's a substantial chance that anyone younger than, their mid-20s is going to miss a lot of the references and jokes.
Unless they're a real 80s movie hound. Action in general. So, if you don't want the game ruined for you, we're actually going to try to keep the spoilers to a minimum. There are a lot of sweet reveals in the game that happen very briefly and kind of make those awesome moments in the game, so we don't want to ruin that for you, but we'll
be ruining some of it for you.
Yeah, we'll be talking a little bit about the storyline and stuff in our discussion, so spoiler alert, there it is.
You had your chance.
We did say before that Far Cry 3 has a lot to do with the assets and things. Obviously, it's on an island, which, as far as I know, that's where Far Cry in general is set, usually on an island.
And you have the same kind of vehicles, I would presume. You get your
Jeeps,
jet skis, boats. There's hang gliders, of course. It's an interesting way to use what you had.
The gameplay is basically doing the same thing over and over again, although it's a little varied. across the island there are different garrisons, which you have to take over from the enemy, the Omega Force.
A rogue cyborg army is reshaping the world into cyber hell.
Once you take it over, then you're able to fast travel to it. You can go there to pick up missions, or upgrade your weapons, or buy ammo, or health, or whatever.
It would have been kind of nice if there were more things to do at the garrisons than just or more missions available at the garrisons.
There's like 1 or 2 per garrison, and I think there are 13 garrisons in total. So that was the bulk of our play. Was actually we allocated our time initially to beating all the garrisons, also the secrets. There's TVs, tapes, and
notes
left
behind by one of the doctors who are working on the island.
Yeah, so that's, and in order to upgrade your things, you have to get those collectibles. So, that's the bulk of your time. And once we actually went through and did all of that, that was probably, I want to say, between 6 and 8 hours of the gameplay. And then the actual story missions was about 2.5 hours for us.
Yeah.
Once we had all the upgrades and stuff, we were pretty beefed up. We had leveled up so much that it was basically a breeze.
Geneva Convention restrictions lifted. I'm
sure if you had tackled it, you might be a little disappointed if you tackle the storyline first before you go and liberate the garrisons and do all that, because then here's a spoiler. At some point you get a weapon called the Kill Star, which is very similar to the glaive from Call.
You are insolent.
Or I'm sorry, Krull.
Yeah, Krull. As it appears in its physical form, you get the spiked glaive. Basically, how it functions as a weapon is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's basically a laser. Imagine the laser from GoldenEye.
Yeah,
the laser from GoldenEye when you're lasering the thing in the train. It's very similar to that, but way more powerful.
The titular blood dragons of this game are sort of They're more like dinosaurs than dragons, which is fine. They are vicious and powerful and shoot lasers out of their mouths, and they can smell you, and you have to be very careful around them. They're kind of an interesting asset in the game because they are manipulatable. You can tear the hearts out of the cyber soldiers that you kill and then use them to try to attract the blood dragons to specific areas.
Happy num-nums.
So if you're trying to be clever about how you want to take apart a particular fortification or a group of enemies, you can toss a cyber heart into the area and try to lead a blood dragon to them. And then it will just mercilessly fuck up their days.
Holy shit!
It's pretty exciting, and by the time you feel comfortable and or capable of actually dealing with a blood dragon, it's a pretty satisfying fight to actually go, but you'll spend a lot of the time just trying to get away from those things.
Yeah. Another set of the side missions are hunter missions, where you have to specifically hunt either an animal or a type of enemy with a specific weapon. You do hunt wildlife. I imagine those are copy-pasted from Far Cry 3, but they are modified to be ridiculous. There are cyber sharks, and there are
Robo-Crocs, and
mutant hell goats, and things like that, and it's kind of a weird detraction from the storyline, really, when you're talking about being a super soldier and trying to take down this force, and then you go on a mission where you have to kill a evil cassowary. It's kind of weird. Thankfully, they do allow you to buy maps to where all of the secrets are hidden, so if you really want to spend a lot of extra time finding them, don't buy the maps, but we just bought the maps immediately. They're for 4 sections of the game.
Quadrants of the island.
Yeah. So you can just go to your map, oh, I need to get the TV there, I need to get the tape there, etc., etc. The tapes and the notes have interesting flavor text. The TVs are the bulk of the collectibles, and they don't really have anything attached to them, which is kind of disappointing.
Yeah, there should have been at least like a little thing that would pop up on the TV screens.
I'd buy that for $1.
Some 5-second clip that they could have produced to reference to like the films or whatever, the tapes that you're collecting, stuff like that.
Reminiscent of games like Alan Wake or Max Payne 2.
Their black van took me out of the city. The countryside was sickeningly pretty. The sun setting on a sweet summer day, rain sparkling on grass.
It's been far too long since Josh has checked in. We need to call him. Yes, call him. And just what do you think you're doing, mister? You're not supposed to be killing Josh, you're supposed to be following orders!
You can both take your orders and just put them right in your buttholes. I'm my own man.
You can't do that! What about the rules?
You can take your rules and you can put those right in your buttholes too. After I'm done with these dandy boys, I'm coming for you two.
Birds in the trees, children playing. Ah, the Pink Bird Mental Institute.
The actual storyline, again, is very short. Depending on how far you've gotten in the game. Again, if you get all the collectibles, obviously, you're going to be pretty powered up, and you're going to be a pretty high level to get through it. It might be more difficult if you start out earlier, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think we played it exactly how I would recommend other people to play it. The storyline itself is interesting. The real thing that makes it are the cutscenes. They're very reminiscent of NES.
There it is!
It's a noticeable downgrade in graphics, still images and so forth,
right,
being slid around on screen.
Right, it's very reminiscent of older video games themselves, which is also kind of neat that they not only take from a lot of movies, a lot of old action movies, but they take a lot of cues for the actual cutscenes and some of the gameplay from older games as well. So.
Yeah. Loading screens are not loading screens, they're tracking. For those of you that never operated a VHS, they would typically have the tracking feature, which would help narrow the video quality down to something that you could use. And it's kind of a nice little nod to back in the day, instead of having just a regular loading screen.
Yeah, a lot of the tips on the loading screens are hilarious too. Even the intro to how you control your character. Michael Biehn is complaining the entire time.
Ah, for fuck's sake!
I'm like, oh god, when is this tutorial over?
I just want to kill things.
Just let me kill people, damn it!
Yeah, it's very self-referential in that way too, so it's fun. Oh, there's some spamming of what he talks about too when he's killing people and stuff like that. He'll spam the same one-liners over and over again.
Something got caught in your throat.
The ones that really got annoying were when you were actually out collecting things and he'd be like, oh, collecting things sucks, like, just over and over, and it's like, well, I get that you're making a joke, but it really is kind of getting to me. Then it's like, well, then why am I collecting? Because this is annoying as shit.
I hope I don't have to collect any feathers.
You do have, like, quick kill. You can hit right stick to quick kill, at least on the 360.
Yeah, and they give you the ability to chain that, so if you got a couple of soldiers nearby, you can sneak up on one and gank him in the throat, and then like go and run over to the other one and get him.
And then throw a shuriken to hit somebody farther away.
So it's kind of nice how you can...
Laser shuriken.
Yeah, you definitely have options. You can just do this as a classic run and gun, I got the weapons, I'm going to try to blow everyone the hell up.
That's where it really kind of falls apart, is because Far Cry, as far as I understand, is more of a stealth kind of game, so that's only one of my complaints as far as the game is concerned, is I would have preferred more of a run and gun game, but considering the assets and things they had there, I'm sure they would have had to retool a lot of stuff. There's a lot of cover shooting,
but you are, like I said, a cyber commando, so being able to move quickly and quietly. The run feature is almost too fast. It's kind of hard to move around sometimes when you're trying to do a quick turn. You have to turn off your run before you even get to the corner. Otherwise, you'll just run past it.
Yeah, you're just running super fast.
Cyber soldier.
Yeah.
The hit detection on a couple of sequences seemed kind of off.
Oh god, yeah.
I got the sniper rifle out with explosive ammo, so even if I hit close to it, it should take the guy out, and I'm just constantly like
round
shooting
after round,
past
and
his
he's just sitting
shoulder.
there like, what's going on? And it's like, oh god, like you could have it targeted right on them. They do make it a little more realistic. You have a button to hold your breath so that you can line up your sights still. so they're not like floating all over the place. And then even then, like, you'll have it right on the person, and then it like goes under their armpit or over their shoulder or under their crotch or whatever, and you just miss them entirely, and it's really frustrating.
There are also a few missed opportunities in terms of things like, when you tear someone's heart out in the game, your guy might drop a, he didn't have the heart for this line of work, or some kind of one-liner like that. And for some reason, I swear it wasn't intentional, we found ourselves shooting guys in the crotch a lot.
Yeah, and that would have been awesome.
It seems like there really ought to have been a few, like, crotch-related one-liners to drop about, after shooting someone's balls off.
You want to be a farmer? Here's a couple of acres.
However, but there are a few other missed opportunities, but overall, it's a pretty tight package.
Oh, yeah. Balls. Balls.
Robo Balls.
The graphics are pretty good. They're very good.
Realistic blades of grass as they sway, and taller vegetation. All the textures looked pretty nice.
The overall feel of the game is supposed to be very neon. There's a lot of neon reds and greens and blues and things like that. It's neat to see that they have kind of a glow around a lot of the enemies, and it's a different color for the different types of enemies. So if you have just a regular soldier, it's like red. If it's a heavy, it's yellow, etc., etc. So you get kind of a feel for where they are, even if they're far away. It's basically just a glowing, aura.
This is also partially with the gameplay, though you also have cyber vision, so you can kind of zoom in on an area and you can highlight enemies and then they're tagged, so even after you go out of cyber vision, you can see where those are, which really kind of lends to everything. I guess if I had to say anything about like the graphic quality, the neon lights almost make it kind of harder to see certain things.
Yeah, there are some moments where it gets a little too much overkill. I mean, you again, there's a lot of things that are copy-pasted over and over again, so you're looking at the same terrain, you're looking at the same neon. There's not a whole lot of variation in colors. A lot of the garrisons are just remixes of other garrisons. Even the mission levels are kind of remixed in different ways. You're the same stairs, ramps, ladders, everything like that. Everything is kind of dark if it's not neon. So don't stare at the screen too long. Listen to Nintendo. Take a break every hour.
TV rots your brain.
As we said before, it's a relatively short game. I think you would have a hard time playing it for more than 10 hours and not have uncovered pretty much everything there is to uncover.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I think I could probably play this again after this review, for example, and still have a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, even after we beat the game with everything, pretty much everything unlocked, there were still like 3 achievements left. If you're a Chivos guy, gotta have a Chivos. Then you could probably you'd still have a couple hours at least after you beat the game to go through and finish off your achievements. So.
So all things considered, I'd say it's got it's an acceptable length and certainly enough replay quality. I wouldn't mind some DLC. That kind of seems like a bit of a stretch when it comes to
DLC for DLC. That's
You mustn't be afraid to dream a little bigger, darling.
The music, as we said before, is very 80s. It pays respect. The music in the game is done by, as far as I saw in the credits, Power Glove, which does a lot of kind of like techno and I think sometimes chiptunes. It's very retro music. With a name like Power Glove, obviously it is.
It would fit right in with games produced or with movies produced back in the 80s.
Wait a second.
Just do it, right?
All right, but wait.
As for voice acting, pretty top-notch. As we said, Michael Biehn in the role of Rex Power Colt.
Rex Power Colt.
It's just perfect.
It's Sloane's bedtime, and his blanket is 6 feet of my shit.
The only way you could have done better is getting, like, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
F*** you!
They got a legitimate 80s action star. And he seems to have a lot of fun in the voice acting.
Good?
The voice acting really did make most of the enjoyment for this. It was so over the top.
You in the beginning of the game, you have you meet a buddy of Rex Colt, a fellow cyber commando, TT Spider Brown.
That mean what I think it means?
Yeah.
Yeah, you just call him Spider, and he's more of like a hacker type techno commando, if you will.
Work your black magic, Lieutenant.
Hey, don't be hating a brother for his skills now.
And he's voiced by Phil LaMarr, the wonderful Phil LaMarr.
Oh, yeah. He does a whole bunch of voice acting.
In brightest day, in blackest night.
Dr. Elizabeth Darling.
Played by Grey DeLisle.
Who apparently was given that name so that somebody could call her Darling.
Thank you, darling.
That's Dr. Darling. Dr. Elizabeth Veronica Darling.
It's a throwaway joke, but I think it works.
Yeah, that's pretty funny. She does a bunch of voice acting too. Same with Colonel Sloan. He's played by Danny Blanco Hall. He also does a lot of voice acting too, with the exception of Michael Bain. These are all seasoned voice actors for cartoons and video games. So.
I've used one adjective to describe myself. What is it?
References. Oh my god, so many references. Ooh. And that really is what makes this game so fun. A lot of the achievements reference a lot of movies and a lot of one-liners from different movies. You have Die Hard, you have Predator, you have Navy SEALs, you have so many different things. One of the missions is actually you have a flamethrower and you have to flamethrow some eggs. Very much like Aliens.
The whole resurrected soldiers, cybernetic soldiers, seems to be taken from Universal Soldier, the excellent Jean-Claude Van Damme, and Dolph Lundgren piece. Some of the laser gun firing, it seems to remind me a little bit of G.I. Joe.
Oh, red lasers and blue lasers all over the place.
They definitely dug into the right properties to appeal to the 80s movie hound.
They resurrect the whole US versus Russia thing. They actually name Russia specifically, which is funny because they don't try to hide the fact that in the 80s we were super against communism, and especially the USSR.
With the Red Menace.
They really milk that for all it's worth, and I don't think that they do it out of, like, hating Russia. I hope nobody comes in and says, hey, they say a lot of bad things about Russia, because it's like, it's a joke. That's how we were in the 80s. It's a testament to how ridiculous that shit was.
We can both live!
My final thoughts on this, I think we have really gone into as much as we really want to talk about this. It's hard to say, as a reviewer, we don't want to talk about it anymore.
I don't want to talk about this.
Because we want you to go out and play it yourself, because it really is a lot of fun.
Hey, you gotta keep moving forward. That's the whole point of things. And thank you now, I appreciate it.
And, you know, there's a lot of things that we could ruin here, but you really ought to just play it for yourself and have fun with it.
I'm gonna have me some fun.
Final thoughts. You know, find a little bit of money in your gaming budget and put it down on this, because if any of the things that we've been talking about sound like it's up your alley, you know,
do it.
Do it. Do it. Don't be dumb.
You're dumb.
Well, that about wraps it up for Jake and Trev Review Everything. I'm Trev.
And I'm Jake.
And thanks for watching. Okay.
Alright, well, we're done with the review, and I still hear them fighting out there. Let's,
yeah, let's take a look here. Holy wow,
Trev.
They are still going at it.
Yeah. Oh, dude, they're right above your backyard.
Yep, they are. Let's go up there and take care of this.
Right, what the hell is all this about? Oh boy.
Welcome to the party, pal.
I think I need a bigger bat. Well, aren't you guys gonna do something?
I tried that, but you don't have any powers.
Yeah, you do. You've had powers this entire time. Remember? Look at the montage.
Later on in the movie, he gets this thumb drive filled with all this information.
You've seen this movie then. Whatever you imagine in your head.
Alright, let's zap and flash him. That normally costs extra for me. What? Nothing. Just do it now! Yeah, that's it! You like that? Taste the zap, punk! Just son of a bitch! Hey, look, it's Agent Joel.
Oh, hey, what are you doing here?
Shut up, you guys can't see me!
Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Jake, you gotta combine the daggers.
Trev, did you hear that?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
What? Damn it! You're not supposed to hear me! We'll kill him quick! Oh jeez! They're from opposite dimensions! They'll create an identical matter paradox!
Which will denigrate the structure of the subatomic particles! Whatever that means!
What the hell does that mean?
Think time cop rules.
Oh. Oh, shit.
Oh, shit!
Originally, the part of Morpheus was going to be played by DJ Jazzy Jeff in a drastic tonal shift from his... Hey. What's the matter? I don't know. Is it gas? Something doesn't feel right. It's gas. Can't shake this feeling. There's something wrong with Jake and Trevor. I'll say. They've been ringing all morning. Yeah, but they ring me every day. One of them rang me yesterday because they got surrounded by a load of raccoons. He was in tears. I can't respond to every call they make. But they've been ringing today. Pretty non-stop. Pretty non... and they are in trouble? Screams mainly. Screams. I don't know what. Probably quite a while ago now. Probably too late. Time difference. Greenwich Mean Time. Or something. No? They'll call back. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Wait, they're both Highlanders?
Well, yeah, why?
Oh jeezies, I'm gonna get out of here. Good luck.
Sir.
Yes, Jarvis?
I'm detecting a temporal and dimensional flux.
Relax, Jarvis. It's probably a couple of young amateur internet critics whose storyline got out of hand. If I had to guess, I'd say it was probably Jake and Trev. Man, there's a chance those guys might be in real trouble. And they might need my help.
If they're both Highlanders, that means there's going to be a double quickening. And if none of us are Highlanders, that means there's going to be...
No, that can't be good.
You did what you say. That you only meant well, cause you did what you say. That it's all for the best, cause it is what you say. That you only meant well, cause you did what you say. That it's all for the best, because it is what you say. That's just what we need. You decided this, what you say. What did she say? It's an escape falling out your mouth. It's sweet newspaper, I got it. Speak no feeling, no, I don't believe it. You don't care a bit, you don't care a bit.
Peanut butter disaster.